Welcome to Culture of Cloud. I'm Dr. Ali Maaxa.
And I'm Riebe.
I'm a media anthropologist who's conducted research on how the digital world is made and used all over the globe.
And I'm an anthropologist turned data dork who wrote their thesis on World of Warcraft, and now I use code to deep dive on information across social networks and within various companies.
We've researched how young people in West Africa use Instagram and what we call off-label ways to work for them. And we've been in the trenches working on AI tools for some of the world's biggest providers and investigating how they affect real people in everyday lives.
It's been a wild ride recently, especially through the data sphere. And we love decoding the quirks of human behavior in the easily accessible and very trackable cloud that we live in.
The two of us met years ago working in the software as a service industry, making tools that monitor cloud system breakdowns and failures.
And as we worked with engineering teams and realized how curious they were about their products' work out in the world, we dreamed up Culture of Cloud. So they would hear from users, and so users could understand how the tech is made. We're connectors.
So this is Culture of Cloud, a podcast where we bring the people who make high-tech software into conversation with the everyday people who live in a world defined by it.
In Silicon Valley and far beyond, teams are constantly looking to build the tools for the future. And we've noticed that most of those tools have been built for a purpose that only scrapes the surface of the change they bring.
At the same time, we're seeing conversations about multifaceted new technologies, like a ton of new AI applications, both in the consumer and business worlds, getting collapsed into the is it good or bad conversations. We want to help engineers, users, citizens, and founders begin to share a language for exploring the shades of gray and the hidden pitfalls and possibilities of high tech.
Each week, we'll have an engineer, product leader, or someone else who helped make emerging technology tell us about what they've made and what they're trying to make, what they hope it will do in the world, and how they're bound by the limits of what tech is capable of. There are so many good things you'll get when you join us once a week for our revolving series of guests. The first, get informed about what's going on in tech in plain language and why it is the way it is, so you can really engage in conversations around it.
You'll learn about cool new tech from the horse's mouth that's about to impact our lives on a daily basis.
You're going to hear from the horse's mouth about what they built and how they built it and who it was built for.
There's a lot of horses' mouths on this podcast, and we make jokes, too. we have fun, too, and discover the pitfalls and limitations of building tech in a world where the things that the developer wants to do and the thing the end user needs to do don't always line up.
There's a lot of podcasts out there that explore technology, its uses, and the structures that help build it. But we have yet to find one that brings the creators of tech and their end users into an open conversation.
So drawing from our backgrounds and user and research data, we show what happens when we integrate user testing throughout the user development process, throughout the software development process. We're hoping to give people outside of tech a portal into the conversation, successes, and sometimes consequences of tech not tapping into their most valuable input, the people that they're building for.
Our plan is to cover everything from how Spotify algorithms affect the careers of your favorite local bands to what kinds of AI will be used in your work life in 5 years, to who's keeping track of that tiny little green light next to the camera on your laptop.
We'll showcase companies like the Mom Project, who are largely a group of working moms building digital tools for working moms.
We'll look at big system picture of global cloud infrastructure and data, and what that means when you're trying to find the best bike route to a cool new pub across town.
We'll find out what those screeners are really doing with your resume when you apply for a job. And we'll hear from people who got hired and others who got counted out by the system and why.
We'll listen in on how online sex workers, what they do to game algorithms at OnlyFans to bring in sustainable income, and how changes in those algorithms affect them.
Culture of Cloud covers the cutting edge of the digital world, but also the messy reality of everyday life. Sean and Ali tie these together into a shared global landscape in which the digital world crisscrosses the human and natural ones. The horses' mouths are everywhere, and where we can have the conversations we need to make it better. It's fun. It's informative. We have a really good time, and we hope that you'll join us really soon for our new podcast. So look out for an invitation conversation or find us online. You're going to hear more from us really soon. Thanks for listening.